Can you walk us through the Malcolm Butler situation?
Yeah.
The interception in 14 on the Super Bowl, that whole sequence of plays, and what do you got on that?
Yeah. So obviously, you're talking about great games, and certainly the 11 Baltimore team and the why and all of it. That's why I love that one, and obviously you. So I thought that'd be a great one. But you know, the 14 game, the 16 game, you know, the Super Bowl. There's some crazy stuff that just happened in those games. And the thing about the 14 Super Bowl with Seattle. So going back to around this time, really, when I took over the defense 11 and 10, Bill would come to me every training camp. And again, in the Bible, I had all the calls. And he'd be like, hey, he's like, every training camp, hey, when are we putting goal line 3 corner in? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm like, we got to get that in. We got to get that. I'm like, we're never going to run goal line 3 corner. Like, it's 11 personnel. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, they're going to throw. Like, it's just the whole thing. So for years, I was like, yeah, it's going in. Like, we never got it in. So as soon as we win the championship game, and I'm like, I knew we were playing Seattle, I walked in the defensive staff room, and I go, you're not going to believe what I'm about to say. And they're all like, what? And I'm like, we got to put goal line 3 corner in. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, we're going to need this call in this game. I'm just telling you, like, we can't go 11 personnel and not have as much mass on the field. I'm like, we got to figure this out. So I knew like that Monday, and everyone was like, there's no way you're going to call this. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, we're going to need this call. So I start drawing it up, going through the call.
Why do you think you need the call?
Because I knew that no one had seen it. We hadn't run this call.
But what did Seattle do to make you think you might need that call?
It's just 11 personnel inside the 3-yard line, trying to be able to stop Lynch, the quarterback run game, the receivers that are on the field. If you were going to go sub defense on the 2-yard line, like, just too much space.
Yeah.
There's just too much space. Like, he's too good. Remember, like, I played Lynch for a lot of years when he was at Buffalo. Like, my happiest day when Buffalo sent him to Seattle, I was like, I'm gonna send flowers to Buffalo. Like, get him out of, because this guy is unstoppable. I'm like, that guy was so good. So I just needed to have enough size to stop the line of scrimmage from moving. And I couldn't give up any space. And I also knew that no one had seen it. And it was going to be one of those calls where I was going to make them panic. Like, they were going to panic. I wasn't sure what they were going to do. We knew, you know, that they would have a check, which they did. We knew we'd kind of get him into that throw, the rub route. So I draw it all up. I get it ready to go. We go down. Remember, we practice like 3 days before we leave, and then we go. And I kind of told everybody, I'm like, look, we're going to put this in as soon as we get down there. But I wanted the week to really work through all the problems. Like, that's just kind of my problem solving. I wasn't going to give it to the guys and then change it. So we get down to Arizona, and, you know, I put it in, and I kind of had the guys in the right spot that I thought. We practiced it. Now, we ran that pick route. We ran it like, and of course, Ernie did the cards, but like, that was like one of those cards. I'm like, we need to see this card. Like, this is
Boyce did this 5 times in practice.
We did it 5. We did. And the thing was, everybody saw it. Like, it wasn't the same guy every time seeing it. We ran all the combinations. So we get into the game, or we get to the end of the week of practice, and I looked at it and I was like, there's something here I don't really like. I need to move. You know, I switched Jamie, I switched him, I switched High, I kind of moved somebody up, and I kind of switched it after we practiced it like the last day, and we kind of just walked through it, and I was like, all right, because it was really about stopping the run. Like, I was going to stop the run, and really the combination with it to that side was the snag 7 flat. I didn't worry about the other side because we knew what that was. So practice it, changed it at the last minute. I was like, okay, like, it's ready. I'm going to need this. And it's literally written, it's like 3 letters in the bottom right-hand corner of the call sheet. It's like the most tiniest call on the sheet. So we get into the game. We had talked about how tough this game was going to be. The first play of the game is my favorite play of the game. Like, you watch the defensive guys, because we knew their offensive line looked to clean the pile. Yeah. So as soon as Lynch got the ball, they were coming to take people out. And I was like, look, we're going to tackle this dude in the first play of the game. I'm like, but as soon as he's down, everybody else go find someone. Go find someone and go knock their heads off, because they're not doing that to us. And to the point of, like, one of my favorite compliments of all time, and it was probably in the 12 era, was Chris Berman, who's a great guy, great friend, came up to me and he said to me, you have the best tackling corners in the NFL. And I was like, if our corners tackle at a high level, the whole team's going to tackle at a high level. I took so much pride in that. So in that first play of the Super Bowl in 14, we tackle Lynch, everyone turns and looks and starts to take dudes out. And like Revis is like, he's going to get like one of the biggest linemen, their tackles they had that's coming. So I'm like, okay, like we're on this, right? Like we're coming. So we get into the second half and, going into halftime, we were struggling with some coverage matches, right? And they scored right before half. I was hot. Yeah. I was hot. This was a bad series, a bad play. So I am literally, I'm like, we're changing, like I'm switching some guys up. Malcolm's going to come in, the whole deal. So get into the second half and it was kind of back and forth, right? Like they were moving, we were moving. It was like, the defenses in the Super Bowl get worn out. It's just what happens, if you can control it early, you have a chance. But, if you're playing, like those games are long. And if you're moving the ball or in the first half, the second half, you're worried about, how well is the defense going to hold up? It's going to be, be a shootout. So both teams are moving the ball. And I was like, oh man, this is, we got to get one stop in the red area. We'll be okay. So it's a series going away from, like the last play of the game is on the left. So series going to the right end zone. And 3rd and 2. So I call a call. It's one of stack backer left. So the idea of the call was we're going to walk up on the edge. The defensive end, who's now Ninkovich, he's going to crash down hard and he's going to take out Lynch, and then the backer's coming off for the quarterback. So call stack backer left, 3rd and 2. Rob goes in and nails Lynch, and we stop him on 3rd and 2. So I was like, we just stopped him on a nickel defense, really 2 yards, giving the ball to Lynch. Like that's pretty. So I'm like, okay, that's going to change. That's going to change what they're doing right now. So we get the last drive. They hit, they're coming down. They hit the big play down the far sideline. It's on the opposite side. The rule change, Duran jumps over the pile. It falls. He catches it. Now, again, I'm sitting here 2014, 7 years later, in the same stadium, in the Super Bowl, where David Tyree, who I coached in college, who was a special teams, didn't catch anything in college, catches this thing, right? And I'm like, holy F, did that just happen again? I was just like,
great play by Malcolm too.
I was like,
on the seam. We're talking about the seam where he tipped it and Curse ended up doing a back thing.
Malcolm's great. There's a great play that Malcolm makes on 3rd down earlier where he goes up and through the pocket and then rips the near hand and gets the ball out. There's a big play in that game earlier to kind of get him off the field to get the ball back to the offense. But so now they line up on him. I click into Hyde. I'm like, they're going to run it, man. Like, and now I'm looking at Hyde's got one arm. I'm like, they're going to run it. We were stuck in the defense, and he makes that's an unbelievable tackle.
Yeah.
Unbelievable tackle. One
Second
arm
down.
Gets him down. So now the clock is moving. So I know the situation. And so it's one of those moments where really like the clock, like life slowed down for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly how long the seconds were, but for me, it felt like a half hour. So I know the call I want to make. I'm hearing 11 personnel going in the game, and I slide over next to Bill because I wasn't going to put it out there and let them call timeout. I didn't want them to see. No one had seen this. And then so I slid next to Bill and I was like, hey, I'm like, are you calling the timeout? And he's staring. He's just staring across the field. And I'm like, Bill, are you calling the timeout? And he's not saying anything to me. And I was like, hey, I need to know because I'm not putting this out there. Are you calling the timeout? And he's like, yeah, just make your call. And I was like, okay. So I click on it. I'm like, hey, goal line 3 corner, get it out. Make sure we got Malcolm. So like I'm down with Bill. Everyone's else down the sideline. So I hear Flo. He's like, Malcolm. He's like screaming because we had changed the coverages. So like later, I'm talking to Bill. I was like, what were you watching? He's like, well, I was watching Pete. He's like, and I'm watching their offense trying to figure out, like, they put the personnel, could they sub? He was watching. And then once we put goal line, he knew we subbed it so late, they weren't going to be able to change. They were going to go to the check. So we were just waiting it out to see who could get it out there last. And I was like, because the helmet communication shuts off. So they weren't going to be able to check the play to Russ. So we get goal line. So they just see goal line. We're signaling goal line. So goal line's going out. Well, automatically to them, they're like, all right, well, we're going to throw. Wait, I have like 6,000 pounds of flesh, like sitting there. I have like Chandler Jones, Dante Hightower, Jamie Collins, Branch, Vince. This is like a 18-wheeler out there. Yeah. Like, I understand, like, just give the ball to Lynch, but like we had just stopped him on, like, these are like some of the best players in the NFL right there.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're going to panic. They're going to throw it. I was worried about the snag 7 flat. So that was built. So I watched them build. So I'm watching in my end, I'm watching the left side. And I'm like watching them build. They bring the receiver over.
You think that the rub is all good?
We're good on the rub. Like they're going to go to the snag 7 flat. the guy to have a play
to
the other side. They're going to pick the linebacker. So I'm like, so I'm on with high. I go, hey, make sure you don't get picked here. I'm like, Lynch is going to, this is going to be snack 7 flat to your side. So I'm watching the left side of the offense, the right side of the defense, and ball snapped, and I look, and it's snag 7 flat, and we get picked. Chandler's peeling late because he had the peel call. He had the from the high. I'm like, give Chan the call. So Chan's peeling late, but if it was a good throw, I was like, this is going to be a touchdown. And I look, and I'm like, and then they pick the linebacker. So I'm on the headset, and I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm like, all right, it's not the run. I'm like, yeah, we're going to get the snag 7 flat. I'm like, oh my God, they picked him. And then everyone starts screaming. They're like, no, he picked it. And I'm like, who picked what? I didn't even see the play.
Oh my.
I didn't even see the play on the other side.
God.
I was so worried because the guy's open in the flat. So everyone's going crazy. And I'm like, what? I don't even know what. I'm like, what happened? Obviously, the best part of the story is Browner, who I love. Yeah. Browner is the one who we're going in half. He's like, Browner knew that personnel so good. He's like, put me here, put them there, right? So to be a good coach, the best thing you can do is just listen to your best players, listen to your smart players. So that was the matchups that we did. But when they built the stack, Browner looks at Malcolm and goes, listen, I'm going to choke the shit out of him. You just go. And if you watch the play, he's literally got his hands around his neck.
Yeah.
And then Malcolm just goes. So I didn't see any of that. I'm like, we got picked. And everyone's like, no, he picked it. I'm like, who? I didn't even know we had the ball.
Yeah.
So that was like chaos is going on. So now, again, I'm nervous because I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, the ball's like on the inch line here.
No safety.
Like right. So I'm like, they're going to get the ball back. I'm going through situational plays. No one wants to listen to me because I'm like, what are we going to do? What are we putting out there? Because I'm panicked. Like, we're going to be back on the field. And obviously, we get the thing, the game's end. And I turn around and Revis is running at me and he jumps and I like catch him. Like, do you know how thick Revis is?
Revis thick?
His low. This is what he was so good. He was so strong. So he cracks my back. So at the end of the Super Bowl, I crack my back, like in the celebration, because he jumps up on me. I didn't care. Like, who cares? No. Like, who cares, right? Doesn't matter. Stevie B's running around me everybody's freaking out. It was like amazing. Malcolm's still crying.
I think I choked out Josh.
Yeah, it was like total chaos. So and my best play. If you watch the coach's copy of that tape, if you watch the end zone copy, because again we had the extended end zone because we watched the celebration and all that stuff. In the back of the end zone is the Seattle mascot. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. He's standing there, and you can see him as right before the snap, you can see him. You can just see, his face, his expression hasn't changed. You can see him. He's like, we're about to go back to back. We're about to hand this thing to Lynch. We're about to score. And they snap the ball, and you see him freeze, and then the ball's picked, and he just takes his hands and he puts his hand on the front of his beak, and he stands there like this, and he doesn't move, and you could just see him like, what the hell just happened? It's the funniest shit ever. I'm just telling you, it's hysterical. And he doesn't move. Like, there's chaos going on. He doesn't move for like 5 minutes. He's just standing there. It's amazing. But
you know what's crazy? That's not the first time a coach has pointed out a stand thing.
Oh, we watch the stands all the time.
Because they watch so much film.
You got to do something.
With Bill and them. So they sit there. Chatty O would come in there like, look at this guy pour a beer on this guy in this play.
My favorite, every year, I'd watch.
What the fuck, Chad?
I would watch, every year, there's a guy in Buffalo, and every scoreboard, he sits in the right corner of the stadium, and it would be the middle of December. He's got no shirt on. He's got a big beer belly, and he looks kind of like, he's got long gray hair.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and every year he's there. And I always check. I'm like, he's still there.
Same guy.
No shirt. It's middle of December, or in New Orleans, where the scoreboard, there'd always be a crew that and Halloween would dress in costumes and sit above the score. So you're looking for stuff always. But the mascot in the end zone of that thing, it's really, we had an extension. It's one of the most amazing things. But that play, how that was put together, the game, the halftime, the fact that it was like, I can't believe we're going to install this. This is like 6 years he'd been asking. I'm like, nope, here it is. We need it. We got it. We're going to have it right now. And put that in a week and have that thing go out was crazy. And honestly, that whole defensive year, give that, Vince Wilfork and I sat down because, he wanted to win again. He was unbelievable, man. His leadership, his guidance of hey, let's do this. We gave the defensive guys a book. We read, Legacy, the All Blacks, and we put all our words together and just kind of all the way through the season. The night before the Super Bowl, I kind of read it to the defense again and hey, this is what we said we were going to do. And, when you win the Super Bowl, I think that was the year I kind of told him like the trophy, what it's like to hold the trophy, and it's heavy at the top. And it was kind of like the story. And I explained to him how, when we won in 04 and being able to hold the trophy and what that's like. And just all of that expression and Vince leading the charge. We tell him, like, you win a Super Bowl, like, you're bonded for life. Like, you're bonded for life. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, when it is. Anybody on those teams call you, you are bonded for life. I have a great picture of you. I was actually just looking at it the other day. It's you and Rob and Chan after the White House. You guys are walking down the side of the bus. It's just the three of you. And I snapped it. I think you got a lipper out to here and like the whole deal. We were just been in the White, and it's like, it's the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
But that play, the time, it was just one of those moments in life where just time stopped for me.
Yeah.
And I just like, here we go. And we're gonna do this. It's gonna be crazy.
It just hit me. 2 of the last couple plays, one on defense and one on offense, other than the one we were running out the clock, were adjustments added after practices, after all our prep was done. Yeah. My return route.
Yeah, right.
We added that on Saturday night.
Yep. In the hotel,
goal
right?
line.
Yeah, goal line 3-corner.
3-corner.
Yep.
Added after practice.
Yep.
Like,
had to adjust it.
But that shows you how smart our coaches were to understand that we needed to put that in, and how smart the players were to be able to execute it without a rep of practice.
That's right. It's not us. It's you guys. It's
you like
guys.
Having knowing that we may need this, and it comes down to it.
Yeah.
That happened a lot of times in my career.
But how fast you guys process and put that stuff together, man. Like, it's amazing. Like, I just, look, I'm just lucky to be there and kind of help and do whatever I can to give you guys a chance to go play and execute. But watch you guys do that up close, man. That is a treat that, I'll have with me forever, thankfully.
Yeah, I remember that play. Everyone talks about a concussion.
Right? You got concussed in that play?
Remember when they got hit by Kam Chancellor?
That explains everything.
Jules, can you walk us through that play?
Yeah, I mean, on the punt return before that, I took a hip shot. So I returned the punt. We went into no huddle right away because we there was 7 minutes left, and we kind of boosted the urgency. We needed some kind of spark on offense. And a lot of times when you get in no huddle, it gets the offense going. You can move the ball, keeps one defense on the field. You can get some plays called. So we went into no huddle, and then it was this 3rd and 14, and I'm already fucking my hip is tugging because I took a hip pointer on the punt return. So in between plays, it'd be tugging, and then your adrenaline kicks in right before a play. It was, 10F stalk. I think it was triple F, triple in, which, you got the in cut, the under. We were flooding the zone, and I had the deep in on the backside. And you have a quarterback clock in your head when you're running routes, especially if you're running a deep route over the middle. Usually that ball's hit to you on the numbers on an in cut, because it's middle of the field closed, meaning there's a middle field safety, and that anytime you get past that, he gets involved, and that's when big hits come. So I'm running the route, and I get to the top of the route. I'm still running, and so Tom, he had to do something, gets into the pocket, steps up, and it's late in my head, so you're about to take a fucking hit. So he zips it across the middle. I'm probably halfway in between the field. So there's a shark lurking. That's that middle field safety. So you better dig in, you better prepare for the hit. And that's why I brought it into the body, and I clinched right before I hit it, and Kam hit me, and it hit me hard, and I didn't know if I was down. I was good. I braced myself for the hit. So a lot of people think I was knocked out that play because of how I tried to get up at the end. But that's when the adrenaline kicked, my hip pulled. I tried to get up and my hip pulled. If anyone who's had a hip pointer, you had hip pointers?
Nah.
When you get that hip pointer, it singes on you and it pulls all those muscles in your hip. So when the adrenaline's down, that thing just starts singeing on me, and I'm like, oh. And everyone thinks I can't get up because I'm staggered because of the hit, which it was a fucking hit, and I felt the hit. Don't get me wrong. Kam Chancellor's a fucking dog. But it was because of my hip, and there was no concussion. So everyone out there, the concussion roll, me. Nah, dude, take a little teaspoon of cement, go up, you pick up your goddamn self.
Matt.
Yeah, toughness.
Oh.
Toughness, Rob.
What's funny about that play is when we were doing your documentary, we tried to license that footage for that kick. It's a big play to get it into the NFL. There was no penalty called. There was nothing. There was no fine.
wouldn't allow
Anything. Legal play in the eyes of the NFL. We tried to license that footage for the documentary. They go, no shot. That doesn't represent the NFL. So it was never in the movie. No flag, though. No fine.
Wild. Wild.
It didn't need a flag. It didn't need a fine.
No,
Okay?
let
It's
me use it.
football.
That
But
was
then let me use
football.
it. Let me use it. Let me give you the money and I'll put it in the movie.
Football.
It's football.
They said it
That was a
didn't represent the
football play.
NFL.
That was a heck of a play by you.
You remember
Get
that?
leveled by Kam Chancellor like that and to make that catch and to hold on to it. You know how hard that is?
And then I remember him grunting too. He grunted when we hit. You know, sometimes you hear something. You ever hear something? The guy goes, "Ugh!" He's like, "Ugh!" I was like, "Ah!" I was like, "Eek." I remember him going, "Ugh!" I was like,
The aftermath was really interesting because I think that was one of those turning points. I think if we win that game, we would end up going to 3 Super Bowls back to back, right? I think that following year was very difficult because it was like took the whole season to kind of like finally get together as one unit because everybody was pointing fingers of whose fault it was. But in my head, it was like it's everybody's fault if you lose, honestly. Unless it's just like a really unique play where it's like comes down to it. But you know, we gave up points on defense. The offense didn't score enough, or we didn't do this. It's like everybody plays a role in it.
yeah, I mean, it's a team sport. It's
Definitely.
the ultimate team sport. 11 men have to do their job for 5 seconds. And if one guy messes up, it could be a colossal fuck up.
Yeah. I'm choking Gronk on this one.
So what can we talk about this? How did this go?
I don't know. I just was like, man, fuck, they won. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just fight. like, who winning the fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just might as well at this point. What's gonna happen?
It's that theory that you don't know if you like winning more than you hate losing.
Yeah, it's just like, man, like all that to be here. Yeah, and I was playing really good this game, and I was just like wanting to like, yeah, but it all turns out it is what it is.
Now, immediately after that game in locker room, was there like,
It was shock.
why did we not run it?
Yeah, I think that was what everybody was thinking.
Was that everyone's mind?
Yeah, I think Pete still thinks that. I think that's one of he would probably never say that, but I bet in his head a little bit that like he wonders if what would happen if you just ran the ball, right? I think.
Yeah. Well, you guys were
I
down
can't speak for
4.
him,
They were
but-
down 4, so it was third down. Was it third down?
Second, I believe.
Second
At a
down. So they
timeout.
had 3 downs at the 2.
I went through it to 4th down, and we was on. Yeah, so yeah, most likely could did 2 quarterback sneaks.
Yeah, that. Sorry that I'm thankful that they ran.
Yeah,
Yeah. Legacy, the Mount Rushmore of Seahawks defenders after that one.
I think you still got Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas probably goes down as one of the best safeties. I think it'll take him a little bit to, you know, everything that kind of happened at the end will be shaky. But I think he still is a Hall of Famer. I think Sherman for sure. Sherman's done a great job in retirement and career and all the things he's done in football. Bobby for sure. Like KJ's really good. Cliff was great. Cam was great. Like there's a lot of great defenders on that team.
It's just the whole defense is in the Legion of Boom.
The whole
Or
defense.
the whole defense is on the wall.
The whole defense is on the wall. It take a great defense to win.
It does.
I think where did we go as the best defense in history?
Yeah, where does this go in the best?
Some people say
Legion of Boom.
some people say number 1 and number 2. Depends who you ask.
Competing with what? 85 Bears,
85 Bears or the Ravens.
Ravens. 2000 Ravens.
Yeah.
That's even
Statistically,
cool.
we were kind of the best. We look at statistic wise.
How? What statistics show that?
Scoring, running, passing, turn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know.